Alright, so this is our third example of mixture problems. So 4.4c, we're involving mixtures here. So we're talking about mixtures and we're talking about example 3. So we're going to go down real quickly to our last example of mixtures. So how many gallons of 20% antifreeze solution? Here's our question. How many gallons of 20% antifreeze solution and 10% antifreeze solution must be mixed to get 40 gallons of 16% antifreeze? So they've kind of set up our table for us. Starting with 20, adding 10, getting 16. So we've kind of set up all this, and 40 gallons has to go in here because we're going to start with 40 gallons. So we need to kind of define x equals gallons of 20%. Y equals gallons of 10%. So we can start with our two solutions, and we could say, well, we know I got x 20% solution, x gallons. You could say this is gallons. We could say this is y gallons of 10% mixture, and we know that this, they're telling us, is 40 gallons of a 16%, so 40 goes in here. We know that for the amount of antifreeze, this would be the chemical that we're talking about, whether it's salt, antifreeze, alcohol, things like that. We can calculate this amount down here. 16% times 40 is 0.16 times 4 is 6.4. And then this, by the same idea, this would be 0.2 times x. This would be 0.1 times y. So let's set up our system of solutions here, our system of equations. X plus y equals 40, and 0.2 x plus 0.1 y equals 6.4. Excuse me. I'm going to choose to multiply my lower equation by, let's see, if I multiply by 10, it'll give me 1. But if I multiply by negative 10, this coefficient becomes negative 1. So multiply all this by negative 10. 0.2 times negative 10 gives me negative 2x. Multiply by 10, you move the decimal point over. 0.1 times negative 10 gives me negative 1y. 6.4 times negative 10 equals negative 64. And the green stays the same. X plus y equals 40. And now if we add things up, we can get plus 1 minus 2 is negative 1x equals 40 plus negative 64 is negative 24. So therefore, if you divide by negative 1, x equals 24. And that's what we'd start with. X is 24. Therefore, we can go back up here and say, well, x plus y is 40. So subtract 24 from each side to get y equals 16. 24 plus 16 gives me 40, 30, 40. And then you could do the multiplication as well to double check. I would recommend double checking. Double check. Especially with that equation there. But essentially, there's our answer. X equals 24, 24 gallons of 20% solution. Y equals 16, 16 gallons of 10% solution, and we're done.